Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hey, hey, baby girl. Mm, mm. Case that's coming out of Nevada. Ooh, Nevada, Nevada, Nevada. We usually don't get cases coming out of Nevada. Well, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to Brooklyn Squad, Real Life Crimes. It's actually say real life drama, but real life crimes is that's what we're talking about. The drama is the crimes. If you get what I'm saying, and baby, it is a lot going on, okay? So if you new, welcome. We've been expecting you. We've been expecting you to join us, to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel because it's free so you can know what's going on out here in the real world right in front of your eyes on the screen. Because when you get out there in the real world, right, you need to watch your back wherever you go. You need to keep your eyes open. You need to know what is what. And we're here to help. Okay? And right now, we are talking about Mashinga Rees, who is 17 years old. Okay? 17 years old girl. She said, I had the urge. I say, what? Hold up, wait a minute. So you couldn't help yourself? You had the urge to do what? She had the urge to unalive her father and her brother. But not herself, though. Not like the last case. He took out himself. She was just selfish enough to take out her father and her brother. So we're going to see what the news has to say about this. I'm here. Thank you. Please remember to hit that like button. Yes, so we can get these out there. People could know what's going on. Yes, girl. She had the urge, okay? No cap. No cap. So we're going to look at the news, right? But we also going to do a reaction video, y'all. It's the last video for the night, so I had to give y'all something extra. Okay? I had to give y'all something extra. So let's do the news and then let's do the reaction video on the case. I haven't seen either yet. Okay? Let's go. This is coming out of Nevada. Mashika Reed, 17 years old female. Ready? Let's go. Where you at, Kathy B, baby? This is Nevada, Vegas, honey.
Charged with murder, allegedly told police that she waited for her dad to come home from an errand before shooting and killing him and her young autistic brother. This is such a disturbing case we've been covering this week. Kim Burrows has been looking through the latest court documents, which may reveal a motive. She's live here in the studio, and we do want to warn you the details are very graphic with this story. Kim?
New details coming from a police interview after 17-year-old Mashenka Reed was arrested Friday afternoon. The dad was just identified today as 39-year-old Justin Reed. Meanwhile, in the newest court documents, police say Mashenka looked on the internet to remember how to fire her dad's handgun, something he taught her to do a couple of years earlier. The court documents say Reed asked her dad to go to the store to get some items to make pizza that night on Friday. She allegedly stated that she needed to, quote, stall for time to use the gun. Reno police say that when the dad came home, Reed shot him several times, then shot her 4 or 5-year-old brother twice in the head. Reed told officers that she was responsible for watching her 4 or 5-year-old autistic brother and 2-year-old sister while her dad went to school during the week, and that made her angry when the kids cried and screamed. Court documents say her mother left the family in mid-December, and Reed was, quote, extremely depressed. Documents also say that Reed said she locked her 2-year-old sister in a bedroom on Friday for an unknown reason that she couldn't explain to police, and later tried to shoot off the lock but couldn't do it, and then ran out of ammunition, she told police. Reed.
Okay, hold up. Let's take a breathe first. That's a lot. That's a lot. Let's take a breathe. Hey, Kathy, baby. Okay, let's take a breathe. Resentment. First of all, anger. Resentment because her mother left them. Mental illness is definitely real, and she was struggling. So she was upset because her mother left them, and then she had to become the mother because she was babysitting her little brother, her autistic little brother, and her little sister every day while her father went to work. So when her mother left them, she became the adult of the house at 17. She became the parent, and that might have been too much for her. But this is first degree murder because she planned it. This wasn't something that she just thought about. Oh, no, she set this up already. She asked him, go to the store, what she wanted from the store. That was a plan right there. She got the things in honey. I wonder if she was being abused or SA. You never know. You never know. You never know. There's definitely something going on there, allegedly.
Told police that she also considered stabbing her sister. The little girl did survive. Reed is charged with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. She's due in court on a bail hearing tomorrow.
Okay.
Recordings just.
There is another one that says that she had the urge. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Okay. All right, let me go back up. Sorry, y'all. Okay. Let me see what you're saying, babe. So it's just the little sister and mom left? No, no, the mother left. The little sister was there. She put the little sister in the little sister was in the room, and she tried to pow off the lock, but ran out of bullets. Thank God. That was God saving that little sister. No, the little sister was there, y'all. What y'all talking about? Let me see. So it's just the little sister and mom left. That's what it sounds like. No. The little sister was there. She was in the room. She survived because she ran out of bullets. The mother walked out on her. The little sister was in the room, and then she tried to pow off the lock in the bathroom, where the little sister was in the bathroom, I think. And she tried to pow off the lock. And then she ran out of intermission. So the little sister survived. We're going to watch. I'm going to show you again. Hold on.
Friday's double fatal shooting instead. As Ed Pierce reports, the details are revealing a tragic family story.
According to police documents, officers were responding to an address on Silver Sky Parkway instead, as a neighbor reported hearing what sounded like muffled gunshots and someone shouting for help. That call to dispatch was followed by another call from a woman identifying herself as Mashenka Anne Marie Reed, reportedly saying she had shot her father. She then said she had also shot her brother. Asked about anyone else in the house, she said she had a little sister and she thought she was still in the house, alive. Officers arrived to find the crime scene pretty much as she had described it. Her father dead in the garage, her brother described as 4 or 5 years old, lying dead on the couch with a gunshot wound to the head, and handgun lying on the floor where she had dropped it. The little girl was unharmed in a locked bedroom. She declined to make a statement to officers, but when asked earlier by dispatch what had happened, she reportedly said she had just couldn't resist the urge to kill somebody. Mashenka Reed was booked on 2 counts of open murder. Ed Pierce, KOLO 8 News Now.
We're learning more.
She couldn't resist the urge to unalive somebody.
Security is a priority for every company, but those still using traditional outdated passwords.
And she says, I just couldn't resist.
Wix is your platform to perform on.
You had to take somebody out?
Reportedly tells the police.
That's crazy. And she had a plan. Well, Daddy, go to the store. I want to put some stuff on the pizza, some extra cheese, some pepperoni, some blah. But we need some extra stuff. So can you go to the store and go get that? Daddy says, yes, baby girl. Daddy, be right back. She amps it up and starts just going on a rampage. But the question is this really what it is? That she had an urge? Or was there something in that house sinister going on? Was she being S at the house? Or at the house? Or was she just sick and tired of being a mother? Allegedly. Or did she have some other mental health issues that should have been taken care of? Or is she depressed and stuff, that her mother walked out on her? Where was her mother? Did she get visitation rights with her mother? Like, what's going on? But let's see what these people have to say. Because I'm interested. I love me some reaction videos watching these people talk. That's the first thing you thought about? Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you said that, it got me thinking now, like, because you never know what a person goes through. And they, like Tea Time Peaches says, people don't know how to communicate and they just can't take it no more. They just go to hell off. What am I doing?
She just couldn't resist the urge to kill. We're discussing this disturbing case with psychologist Dr. John Delatorre. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Just a frightening story for you out of Reno, Nevada that we're going to be talking about right now. A teenager is behind bars facing adult charges after police say she admitted to murdering her father and her brother. And now we know she tried to kill her little sister as well. We're talking about Mashenka Anne Marie Reed, 17 years old. She's currently locked up in Washoe County with no bail, charged with 2 counts of open murder with a deadly weapon and 1 count of attempted murder with a deadly weapon. Now, according to Nevada law, prosecutors can charge somebody with open murder if they believe that the suspect killed the victim, but it would be up to a judge or a jury to determine the level of offense, like first-degree murder or second-degree murder and so forth. But police say that Reed's father and brother, they were shot to death on February 9th in the middle of the afternoon. Reed allegedly called 911 saying, quote, "I shot my dad. I shot my brother. My brother is dead." Now, according to police reports, Reed told the dispatcher that she left the gun, a Walther PPS, in the home. When the dispatcher questioned Reed further, she reportedly said, "I just couldn't resist the urge to kill somebody." Reed said that her father taught her to use the gun in the past, but she looked up videos online to remind herself how to use it while her father was out getting all these materials to make pizza. And on that point, she allegedly asked her father to do that, to go out to stall for time.
Katie says, I think she was taking on a lot more responsibility since her mother left previously, so mentally she was having a hard time. But time will tell. Right. You know, people don't unalive for no reason, especially family members. The look in her eye is very cold. Your eyes tells it all. Wow. 17 years old. And now she's going to spend the rest of her life behind prison cells.
Police say that the little boy listed in the
Shout
charging
out to
documents
Cider Bar,
was around
Law
4 or
Crime
5 years
Cider
old. He
Bar
was
with
shot
Jesse
in the head,
Weaver,
found lying on a couch,
Attorney
2
Tom.
gunshot wounds to the head. The father was found dead inside of the garage. This is according to law
Check their
enforcement. He was
channel
shot
out. The link
multiple
is there.
times in the chest and the back. And as I mentioned, Reed is also charged with attempted murder for allegedly trying to kill her little sister. Reed told police that she locked the 2-year-old in a bedroom before the shooting, but later tried to break into the room. She told police that she was either going to shoot the toddler or stab her. And police also found a knife in the home, which, again, seems to substantiate that account. What would cause somebody to do this? I'm sure you're asking that question. Well, when an officer asked Reed what happened to set things off for her, she reportedly said, "I guess about my mom running away from us." She told police that her mother left on December 15th and she hadn't heard from her since. However, she also said that she wasn't really close with her mother after her parents divorced, I believe in 2016. According to Reed, she was required to watch her younger siblings during the week while her father went to school. She says that her brother had autism and his behavior would make her angry. She also said that she had watched YouTube videos that inspired her to torture people. We need to get a better understanding of this. We really do. And to do that, I want to bring on psychologist Dr. John Delatorre, who's a frequent regular of ours here on the Long Crime Network. Always love talking to him. Dr. John, great to have you here. Just a terrible story to talk about. To be clear, you haven't examined Reed. You haven't looked at any medical reports, nothing like that. But with that caveat, let's discuss this. What are your initial thoughts?
I see you, Katie. I'm
It is
about to
absolutely
I'm,
terrifying
girl.
to think about, someone
I
within
was
your
about
own
to. I'm
household
saying
is
the same thing
capable
in my
of
head,
engaging in
baby.
this level of violence. And let's be
I'm
clear,
about to
this
post
is
your thing up and
predatory
talk about
violence.
it in a
Everything
minute.
that she's admitted to police officers
Mm-hmm.
suggests that she's been long since planning how she's going to engage in some kind of violent act against her family.
And the reason I would say that as well is the location of the injuries. Her brother shot in the head twice, father shot in the chest and back. 2 different locations of the bodies, right? So her brother found on the couch, father found in the garage. I haven't seen anything to suggest that she moved the bodies in any way, but if you're attacking people in 2 different locations, that means it doesn't happen at the same time. And where you're shooting them, I know she's charged with open murder, but that feels to me a clear-cut case of intent to kill, a clear-cut case of deliberating on that. What's your take on it?
Yeah, no, it's definitely premeditated in my mind, including watching all the
That's right.
videos about how to remind herself to even engage in the behavior. I wouldn't be surprised if her dad had decided that using the gun isn't really in anybody's best interest anymore, but he has it for whatever reason that he does. And maybe he forgets that he taught her how to access the gun. But because she hasn't been doing it a lot, she's now thinking about, well, how do I get back to learning? So she's watching YouTube videos, right? This is she's doing this under the guise, right? She's hiding it, right? She's not doing anything that her father would say, wait a minute, this is a problem, let me try to fix this. She's hiding all of this stuff, so in my mind it's premeditated.
Let's talk about
Exactly. And Katie, you say something that I'm just about to say. Soon as I paused that video, I was waiting to say the same thing. She has a smirk on her face in that mugshot or picture that keeps showing bits in her eyes. By her, she has a smirk on that mugshot, and her eyes says a lot. She's smirking, y'all. She's been waiting for this day, baby, probably. Like she's relieved, right? Like, finally. Wow.
the statements, the alleged statements. So
Thank
she
God
allegedly
she's
calls
behind
911
bars
and
before
says,
she
I
takes
shot my
somebody
dad, I
else's
shot my
life.
brother. My brother is dead. Then she says, I just couldn't resist the urge to kill somebody. What do you make of those statements?
Yeah, there's a lot of statements that I imagine we're going to talk about that suggest that there's some kind of underlying mental illness. Now, I want to be clear, mental illness does not cause violence.
Right.
However, there are definitely some aspects that she describes later on in which she's under a tremendous amount of stress. She's under a tremendous amount of pressure. And I think potentially she thought about harming herself, but for whatever reason was unable to do it. The only way that she could get that kind of frustration to vent, to have any kind of real catharsis, is to engage probably in fantasy type behaviors of violence until such time that the fantasy wasn't enough. And so she's ready and willing to admit that she wanted to do this.
Again, to be clear, you haven't looked at any of her medical records. You're looking at this from the outside like we all are. But is there a particular mental health condition that you are suspecting here?
I think what I actually think is because she's an adolescent and she doesn't have the coping resources that other adults would have. She's being parentified and she doesn't like it and she doesn't understand it. I think that there were some underlying issues that she needed to discuss that may not rise to the level of a mental disorder per se. However, she was put in a position for multiple reasons. She was put in a position in which she could no longer manage the developing and overwhelming emotions that she was having. And without an outlet, and all of a sudden that stuff becomes something very, very terrible for someone to deal with.
I have to mention Attorney Tom and Associates, one of our great sponsors here on Sidebar. Why do I want to mention them? Because if you're looking for a lawyer, Tom and his team, they not only have legal knowledge and the legal skills, that's a given, but they care. They have genuine empathy for their clients and their situations. And finding the right legal help, somebody that you can trust, is so important in personal injury cases. I'm talking about whether you were hurt in a car wreck, a refinery explosion, maybe the victim of securities fraud. Maybe you received a notification that your information was included in a data breach. Maybe you got sick as a result of a bad drug or toxic exposure. And of course, there are many other kinds of situations. But the through line is Attorney Tom can help. And they have an impressive track record in these tough cases. And by the way, you don't pay a dime until you win. That just further shows their commitment to your success. And look, if your case is not the best fit for Attorney Tom and his team, they still may be able to recommend you a lawyer using their national network of attorneys. But with Attorney Tom and his team, you're not just hiring a lawyer. You are gaining a powerful ally committed to justice and your well-being. So if you've suffered an injury and you need legal support, click the attorneytom.com/sidebar link pinned in the comments for a free consultation or dial 855-TOM-WINS. This urge to do it, again, I don't know if she's telling the truth or not.
Yeah, and there's always something to be said about someone, malingering. But kind of what benefit does she have by saying these kinds of things? The one statement that I do think probably rings as a bit hollow was when she was asked about why, and she said it was because her mother left. Right? I think that rings a little bit hollow, and I think it rings hollow because I don't think she truly believes that, but she needed to find something that other people would understand as to why that would cause this thing. I do.
Wow. Yes, exactly. When he said, right now, we had said it could be, because her mother walked out on them, she left and she's now the mother of the house. But then when he said they wasn't close no more, she hasn't seen her in 2000 and something, like many, many years since the divorce. I started thinking, wait a minute, did she just say that because that's what people are going to want to hear? Is this going to be an excuse? Is going to be a scapegoat for that she think is she's gonna scapegoat on? Because if they wasn't close anymore, and she hasn't seen her mother in years, I mean, what's really going on here? What's really, 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 really going on here? That's interesting. And I'm glad he brought that up because I sure was thinking that shit. Shoot.
Do think that is an element of it, but I don't think it's the full reason why she started having a lot of these violent thoughts.
You asked what would be the incentive, perhaps an insanity defense. No, in the sense that if she really couldn't control her behavior, she really didn't know, she couldn't conform her actions to the law. Now, again, I mean, this is somebody who called 911. She had an acknowledgement of what she did was a crime. But at the same point, if someone can't control themselves, does that set you up for an insanity defense?
I think it's possible, but we also have to look at the level of sophistication or lack of sophistication in someone's thinking. Here we have someone that was very disorganized, right? She didn't wait until all of them were at the table, all eating together, and then just start blasting away. She found ways in which people were off guard. I mean, yeah, she put her littlest sibling in a locked room, but then couldn't find a way in. So, and then she ran out of bullets and then was going to stab her. So this is someone who's the thoughts and emotions and pressure of everything that was going on inside of her head kind of erupted. Now, no one ever just snaps. And I'm saying that she's probably been fantasizing about violence for a while. But this was the moment in time that she thought that she could do and engage in the behaviors. I don't think she's thinking about the legal consequences, right, and legal strategies at the time, or even when she's talking to the police. I don't think she's that sophisticated.
Maybe. I mean, she is a minor, but it is also interesting that you have somebody who's looking up torture and looking up how to use the gun. Is it outside the realm of possibility that she's also looking up legal consequences? Again, nothing to suggest that she did that.
She
but we're looking at this case from the outside and trying to make sense of it. I want to ask you about.
She looked up how to use the G again. Even though her father trained her on it, she forgot about it. So she said, you know what? I'm just going to Google it. And, she definitely planned this. Thank God she ran out of bullets because she was about to take that little 2-year-old girl out. Come on, man. What the hell? You see the smirk on her face? Look at those eyes. And she would do it again, too. Believe it. She would do it again. Get that monster off the street, honey. I'm glad she off the street.
About her being charged as an adult. Now, that is important, as you and I both know, in terms of punishment. because juvenile court, generally speaking, is more about rehabilitation, mental health treatment, whereas in adult court, you're talking a prison term. You're talking a lengthy prison term. And it's our understanding, even if she is tried in adult court in Nevada, if she wasn't 18 years of age or older at the time of the
He said,
killing, she
I
couldn't
agree.
face the death penalty. She couldn't face life without parole. But, anyway, the thoughts on her being tried as an adult, do you agree with that?
I do. And just on its simplest terms, right, for any lay person to kind of understand, I think the lens with which we need to look at this is, what is the behavior actually done? If the behavior is something similar to what any random adolescent would engage in, then probably
we're all equally powerful. You have been programmed not to have power.
Everyone has a sense of
probably it should be in juvenile court. But the level of violence and the intricacy with which she had been planning and thinking about and getting herself to engage in this adult type behavior, right? When we think about, a father and a child that's been murdered, we're usually thinking about an older person, right? An older adolescent or a teenager, maybe someone in their 20s having engaged in something like this. So I think the lens with which we see the behaviors suggests that this was a little bit more adult oriented in its thinking, despite everything else that she might have said. I think it's a little bit more adult oriented,
yeah, I was thinking that
rather
too.
than just something that any random juvenile would be engaging.
It's so horrific to think about, whether in general, the deaths of these two individuals, but to think about that a family member did this. In your experience, and we've talked about this before, but I think it's very important for the audience to hear, for a family member to kill another family member in this way, that's different, right? There's that level, you've talked about it before with me, and I think it's fascinating, where you kind of disconnect and you don't look at that person even as a human being. Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, it's a lot easier to think of a stranger as a total and complete object devoid of any humanity. It's a little bit easier to do that, but I think us as a species have a very difficult time engaging in violent behavior just overall. So someone randomly killing someone else, I think we can kind of make sense about it. But someone not randomly killing, but finding someone within your family member, and there's no indicators that suggest that she was being abused in any way. There's a predatory aspect of it, where the family, the bonds that were there because of blood, all of a sudden are so dissipated that she doesn't view these people as anyone that she should ever care about ever again. I mean, it's not just an object, it's literally just a thing that she could do whatever she wanted to do with.
That's interesting about that one. Yeah, I was just about to say that. I wonder if they're going to charge her as an adult. This is a double. Plus, she tried to out her sister, too. And abuse doesn't always show. Exactly. Right. Right. I don't like what he just said, because I was going to say that. How do he know she wasn't abused? Just because the news didn't say it, she didn't come out right away and say it, doesn't mean that she wasn't abused. He don't know that. So I think he was dead up wrong for that comment right there. He's just assuming. And when you assume things, he make an ass out of yourself. He assumed.
Dr. John, if you had the opportunity to interview her, what would you be asking her? What would you want to know?
Well, I definitely want to explore a little bit more about why she thought it was appropriate to look at the YouTube videos. What was she actually thinking about? What I would want to know is, was she keeping a diary or a journal about all of these things? Has she even attempted to talk to her father about maybe the parentification that she was experiencing, having to take it? And that's a difficult job, taking care of someone with autism. right? While also having to take care of a toddler. And
Right, the little boy
was she
had
able to
autism.
communicate her emotions to her father, and did they fall on deaf ears? Was there actual abuse occurring in the house? Right. And what was that being appropriately investigated or reported? There's a lot of things that you have to really talk to an adolescent about that you probably don't have to talk to an adult about. But I would probably be spending hours, if not days, talking to her just about her entire life and figuring out how it all came together in this one moment to make this one decision.
Such a sad story. Psychologist Dr. John Delatorre, thank you so much for coming on, breaking it down.
Thanks, Jesse.
And that's all we have for you here on.
Yeah. Yeah. That was deep. You know, all these cases today always teaches me and makes me stronger. It makes me stronger. And it makes me more aware. You know what I'm saying? It makes me stronger because it just makes me want to continue to do what I'm doing. Volunteering on getting this out and helping anybody that needs the help. And it makes me aware of what I'm doing, who's around me. When I go out, watch what's around me, because I'm very aware of when I'm out. You know what I mean? But there's certain things I do have to change about myself when I'm out also. So I have to take a look at that as well. The kids part shows me a lot as a mother that I need to do as well. Because no one's perfect. And I would hate to, God forbid, I'm out here looking for my child. And the last time I actually spoke to her, let's say allegedly, would be like, oh, last year. That's a horrible feeling. You mean you arguing and bickering with these damn kids, you ain't speak to your child in a year. So when I look at these cases and stuff like that, it makes me want to become a better person as well, a better mother, a better human being, a better friend, a better everything. It just makes me want to become a better me. You know what I mean? It's heavy cases, y'all. And I'm going to continue to pray for the families of each and every case that we've done today, and for the families of each and everybody out there. Everybody. And I'm going to pray for us. You, me, your family, your children. And with that, thank you all of y'all for joining me. I appreciate you so much. I'm going to get shout outs together this, soon, probably this weekend or this week or next week, probably. Next week, and do shout outs, because I do shout outs over here too, when we get new subs and stuff, just a little something. So yeah, but I know y'all ready to get the hell out of here. We've been on here since 8 o'clock, back to back, no stop, back to back. So thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. And with that, everyone have a blessed, safe night. I will see you tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Don't forget, I am doing an interview. Corruption, a parent needs justice for her son. The cops did a dirty, dirty deed. Dirty, dirty. They did a dirty. And she's going to tell her story. Okay? Ashley Denise will be here tomorrow at 6 o'clock to speak up for her son, Jarek. Good night, everybody. Peace.